back to another Student of the Game Hoops edition. I'm your boy Matty Ice. Today we're going to be talking about Nijel Pack, the transfer from Kansas State. He was someone that in the offseason he kind of tested the draft waters. He kind of got the feedback that NBA teams wanted to see him play more of the point guard position. He played more of that off-ball role due to his shooting ability. But NBA teams want to see him in that point guard position because of his height, and that's where he would kind of translate over at the next level. The biggest news around him, though, during the offseason was definitely that NIL deal, that lucrative amount. But don't get it twisted. The dude can play. He was arguably the best player in the transfer portal. I, to be honest, hadn't really watched too much Kansas State before the announcement of him transferring. So in my research, I watched a good amount of games, put together some clips, and I think there's a lot of things that stood out about his game that I don't think are talked about enough. Obviously, he's a great shooter, but I think he's a very underrated defender and willing defender. He puts a lot of effort on that side of the ball, and it's not really talked about. And I think he is someone that, although we didn't see it at Kansas State, is a great playmaker. So I'm really excited to get into this one. Let's do it. All right, guys, the first thing I wanted to talk about is Nijel Pack's shooting ability. He shot 44% from three last season, one of the best percentages in the country. He has a very quick release. He made a three in every single game he played in last season, and he shot over 30% from three in 25 out of 29 of the games. So that goes back to that consistency. But the thing that really stuck out to me was his activity in getting himself open to get these shots off. And his ability to create space. So let's get into that. All right, guys, so you see Nijel Pack up here setting a high ball screen for the point guard. He's going to end up diving to the basket. He gets a switch. You'll see the point guard's driving to the hoop right here. Nijel Pack's guy is kind of determining if he's going to help or not. And all it takes is that split second. Nijel sees it. He's going to run to the corner, kind of run up off against his teammate here. And you'll see turns, faces the basket. By the time his defender comes back, not enough time, gets a shot off. That's all he needs. And you see that quick release. I know this is in slow motion, but you really get to see how quick that release actually is. Let's see it in real time so you can kind of see. Look at that. All right, so we talked about his activity to get open shots. I also want to talk about his overall court awareness. So you'll see here, Kansas State just got the defensive rebound, so this is happening in transition. Nijel Pack's right down here. So let's start it up. And you'll see right about here, he's already calling for the ball at half court. Now, why is that? You'll look down here. You'll see this guy is completely stuck on his man, and he's not turning and facing. This guy right here, taking the ball, he's stopping the ball. This guy is going to run directly into the paint. So nobody is covering Nijel Pack right here, and he recognizes that already. So you'll see right here, catches the ball. By the time this guy realizes, it's already too late. Nijel Pack, that quick release, money. Nijel Pack creating some space off the dribble. You'll see he's going to get the high screen here. Defender's going to switch on. He knows he got the mismatch. He's going to drive to the left, get a little step back, gets the mid-range off. Nice shot. Pack's playmaking ability now. This is something that we kind of saw a limited amount of because he did play that two-guard position. There was a few games when the point guard was out. He stepped up, played point guard. But when we did see him kind of handle that role, he takes care of the ball. He has great ball security. He was top 5 in turnover rate in the conference. I think the bigger question is, will he be able to play make and, create his own offense? I think he will. We only saw a few games of this. Like I said, there was 4 games where he started at the point guard position. In those 4 games, his field goal percentage kind of dipped a little bit by about 5-6%. But this was against, very good defensive teams. It was against Oklahoma twice, Texas Tech and Texas. I believe Texas Tech and Texas were top 5 defensive teams last season. But what really stuck out to me are, his overall court awareness. We've talked about that a lot now. His ability to use screens at a high level, and I think his vision on the court as well. So let's get into it. All right, so you'll see here, guys, Nijel Pack up here at the top. He's going to drive to the basket. You'll see His guy's diving to the basket. His teammate, his man though, is going to help off. So you'll see, since he helps off, this guy down here is going to come up and want to stop the dive. But you'll see Nijel Pack recognizes that, knows that this guy's going to be wide open. Even though he's only 5'10", this is their point guard, Kansas State's point guard, Noel. He's only around 5'10", so kind of a short guy. Nijel Pack is 6 feet. He's making this pass over a defender that's about a foot taller than him. So, I want you guys to understand, this is a hard pass to make, but it just really shows his overall court awareness, his vision, and his ability to make tough passes. So you'll see right there in the corner, wide open shot, hits it. Nice play. So you'll see here, Nijel Pack's got the ball. He's going to push the pace and transition. So he's pushing the ball. You'll see, recognizes his teammates wide open. All he has to do is give him a lead pass. This pass is harder than it looks. He's got to split the defense. So you'll see he gets it there. Gets his teammate the wide open layup. Great pass. All right, let's get into this next play. You'll see Nijel Pack has the ball at the top over here. He's going to get a high screen. And you'll see, great screen, uses it well too. Kind of uses that arm to get the defender to go right into the screen. You'll see his guy's going to roll to the basket off the switch. You'll see right here, they're going to double team. Nijel Pack, he's 6 feet tall. Can't really make that pass over a 7-foot defender, and he knows that. So, this comes down to that ball security thing. He's not going to force something that is going to end up in a steal or whatnot. So you'll see, I really like what he does next. He's going to go back to the right side, get a better angle to get that pass, get it to his guy. He's going to get fouled, go to the free throw line. Great play from Nijel. All right, let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. Honestly, a strong suit in Nigel's game. I think it's something that's underrated, underappreciated. I think he's unfairly labeled as someone that's only a one-dimensional type player in terms of just scoring and offensive capabilities. But he's someone who puts a lot of effort in on the defensive side of the ball. He has great defensive awareness. He knows when to switch. He knows when to help. He's not going to take unnecessary risks. He's someone who even boxes out every time. He's only 6 feet tall, but he's still not afraid to be physical, get down there and box a body out as well. And just great instincts too as well. So let's get into this first clip. All right, so you'll see Nijel right down here. What's going to happen is you'll see Christian Brown right down here with the ball. He's going to drive to the left. You're going to see Nijel Pack's teammate right here is going to kind of help off, and he's the one guarding Ochai Agbaji right here, a guy that you do not want to leave open. So you'll see Nigel's going to be kind of stuck with both these guys on this side of the floor. It's going to be 3 guys kind of clustered up here guarding 2 guys. So you'll see, kind of gets stuck here. You'll see Ochai realizes this. Nigel's kind of favoring this guy in the corner. He's going to cut down here, but what I really like what Nigel does is he's going to cut him off here, stop the cut, and he's going to box him out. Shot goes up, shot goes in, but Nigel had position on that. That's something, you just love to see from a leader on your team, putting forth an effort on both sides of the floor. Even though he's undersized, he's not scared to box out someone that's, got 8 inches of height on him as well. Let's get into this next clip. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, Nigel played more of an off-ball guard. And so in doing so on defense, he didn't really pick up the other team's point guard. I think this year at Miami, we're going to see him in that point guard position. I won't be surprised if you see, a lot more on-ball steals from him. He had a pretty high steal percentage. I believe it was top 20 in the conference, even though he was playing that 2-guard position. So let's get into it here. You can see his quick hands in this play. So you'll see he's guarding the ball right here. Point guard's going to come up, get the ball, and you'll see he's not really paying attention. He's trying to see, look who's open. Nigel's going to recognize that, gets his hand in the cookie jar, takes it right from him, and look, now we're on the break. You see that nice little Euro step. Good finish. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. There's really no doubt in my mind Nijel Pack has the ability to be one of the best players in the country, let alone the ACC. And he really will be a key piece if Miami wants to make another deep tourney run. With that being said, please make sure you subscribe. Please share the video. It does wonders for me, and I'd really appreciate it. Go Canes.